Have you ever wondered whether your cat might be trying to apologize and you simply do not notice? A lot of people think cats are cold, indifferent, and do not care when their cat parent gets upset. But the truth is that feline language is full of subtle signs of reconciliation, and we humans, obsessed with words, let almost all of them slip right past us. Today, I am going to reveal the 10 hidden signs your cat uses to say, "I'm sorry," explain the science behind each gesture, and show why punishing or ignoring these signs can make their stress even worse. And pay very close attention to number 10, because it is the most misunderstood behavior of all. It looks like arrogance, but it is actually pure vulnerability. Sign 1. They are not ignoring you. They are avoiding a fight. Let's start with a sign that 90% of people interpret in the completely wrong way. Avoiding contact. Picture the scene. You scold your cat because they knocked over a vase. What do? They sit down, turn their back to you, and start grooming themselves or staring at a blank wall. Your human reaction is to think, "Look at that attitude. They are ignoring me." But stop for a second. In the wild, for a predator, staring someone in the eyes during a conflict is a declaration of war. It is a challenge. When your cat looks away or turns their back while the mood is tense, they are trying to diffuse the tension. They are using a calming signal. They are telling their own brain and yours, "I am not a threat, and I do not want to fight." One viewer shared that, after a conflict, their cat sits nearby but refuses to meet their gaze, looking down and off to the side instead. That is not pride. That is respect. If your cat seems to ignore you while you're angry, they are shouting a truce in the only way their evolution allows. Sign 2. They stay close, but not too close. Now let's look at a behavior that often comes after avoiding contact. Something researchers call proximity maintenance. Have you ever noticed that, after a tense moment, your cat does not come all the way over to you, but also does not leave the room? They simply stay there, near you. Maybe they sit at the other end of the sofa or lie down by the doorway. Many cat parents think, if they were sorry, they would come cuddle, but you are missing the main point. Cats are solitary hunters. They do not need a pack to survive the way dogs do. If a cat chooses to stay in the same room as a possible threat, which is you when you are angry, that is a deliberate and calculated choice. By staying within your field of presence without demanding interaction, they are testing the waters. They are saying, "I am not leaving. I am waiting until you are ready." It is a passive apology. If you go to the kitchen and they silently follow you, sitting at a safe distance, do not ignore that. Acknowledge their presence. They are shadowing you to repair the bond without forcing a confrontation. Sign 3. The slow blink that calms both of you. Let's move on to the most famous sign, but one that is badly explained in almost every video on the internet. The slow blink. Yes, we know it means trust, but let's go deeper. A study from the University of Sussex proved that this is not just an "I love you." It is a physiological key. When you are angry, your body radiates tension. Your cat feels that. When they choose to look at you and intentionally close their eyes, they are putting themselves at a strategic disadvantage. A predator never closes their eyes in front of danger. But here is the science most people do not notice. If you answer with the same slow blink, cortisol levels, the stress hormone, drop measurably in your cat. It is a biofeedback loop. They calm you, you calm them. If your cat does this after you have raised your voice, it is not random. They are checking whether the emotional connection between the two of you still works. Always return the blink. If you ignore it, your cat registers the attempt as a failure, and their anxiety spikes. Sign 4. The hooked tail, the question mark. Pay very close attention to your cat's tail the next time you walk into a room after a disagreement. A cat's tail is their emotional barometer. If your cat walks toward you with their tail held high, but the tip is curved like a question mark or like a shepherd's crook, That is a very specific diplomatic signal. In feline language, a vertical tail indicates willingness to interact. But that little curve at the end is the question. They are literally asking for permission to enter your personal space again. It is a friendly intention signal used to break the ice. If they walk past you with that question mark-shaped tail and rub against your leg, they are waiting for a response. If you pet them or speak gently, you have answered yes. If you ignore them, they often back away, confused. That tiny curve is their way of asking, "Are we friends again?" Sign 5. Purring does not always mean happiness. This is where we fill a huge gap in understanding. Most people think purring only means happiness. But veterinarians know that cats also purr when they are injured, scared, or even dying. Why? Because purrs between 20 and 140 Hz have therapeutic properties. They may actually stimulate the healing of bones and tissues, but they also have a social function. Behaviorists call this a solicitation purr. One of our subscribers once said that after a plate fell and shattered on the floor, his cat got extremely scared. But a little while later, the cat came over to him with a strange, almost confused expression, while purring intensely. They are not saying, "I am happy." They are saying, "I am recovering from the stress of this fight, and I am trying to heal you too." It is an attempt to lower the heart rate on both sides. Do not shoo them away thinking they only want food. They are trying to repair the emotional crack with vibrations. Did you already know that purring is not always a sign of feline contentment? Have you ever seen your cat purring at a moment when they were not happy? Tell me in the comments. I am really curious. And since we are here, I ask you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you will always see our videos as soon as they come out. The next sign will surprise you. Sign 6. The head bump of reconciliation. Have you ever seen your cat bump their head against your hand or rub their cheek hard against your shin right after you scolded them? Technically, this is known as bunting, and it is much more than a hug. It is a chemical war against stress. Cats have scent glands located on their cheeks, forehead, and chin. These glands release pheromones that mark territory and safety. When you are angry or stressed, your body chemistry changes. You literally smell different to your cat. You smell like conflict. By rubbing against you, your cat is trying to cover that conflict smell with their own scent of safety. They are claiming you back. They are depositing their chemical signature on your skin again to restore the group scent. It is their way of saying, "You do not smell like my human right now, so I am going to fix that." It is an act of possession and reassurance. Sign 7. What about when they climb on you to calm you down? Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you are furious or sad, your cat does not just stay near you, they literally climb on top of you? Maybe they sit on your chest or on your legs with their full body weight. As someone from our community very wisely pointed out, this is a powerful and direct form of apology. It is not just proximity. It is the feline equivalent of a tight hug. In human occupational therapy, we use weighted blankets to calm anxiety. The weight stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Your cat is doing exactly the same thing. This is called physical imposition. If, after you scold them, they come back and plant themselves on your lap, pinning you there, they are saying, "I am not letting go until you calm down." They are using their own body as an anchor to stabilize your mood. It is not an invasion. It is emotional first aid. Sign 8. The gift that works as an apology. I am not talking about dead mice, that is teaching, but about their favorite toy left on top of your shoe while you're watching television irritated. In a feral cat colony, sharing food or resources is the strongest sign of belonging to the group. If your cat brings their favorite stuffed toy after a tense moment, they are sacrificing the most valuable resource they own to honor the relationship between you. Do not toss the toy aside thinking they want to play fetch. In that specific moment, that toy is an olive branch. Pick it up, look at it, and say thank you. You have just accepted their formal apology. Sign 9. The lick that seals the peace. A viewer shared an incredible story about two cats who, after a violent fight, only made peace when the female began gently licking the male's forehead. This is called allogrooming. It is social grooming. In the wild, cats only groom individuals they consider part of the family. But there is more to it than that. Licking releases endorphins in the brain of both the one doing it and the one receiving it. If your cat softly nibbles your hand or licks your hair after a tense moment, they are literally trying to wash the conflict away. They are marking you again with their scent to say, "You are mine. I am yours." Let's erase the smell of stress. If you pull away in disgust, you are rejecting a bond-purifying ritual. Let them do it for a few seconds. This is the seal of peace. Sign 10. The belly. Be very careful. And we have reached the final point, the one that causes the most bites and hurt feelings, the exposed belly. You scold your cat, and they immediately throw themselves on the floor, showing their belly. Pay attention. This is where most people get it wrong, especially with cats who had a difficult past. Something many experienced cat parents have already observed. The vital organs are right there. Showing that area is not an invitation for belly rubs. It is a sign of extreme submission or total trust. The cat is saying, "I surrender. Look, I am defenseless. Please do not hurt me." If you reach out to touch the belly at that moment, you are violating a peace treaty. The cat bites by defensive reflex, and you think, "See, they are fake. They lured me into a trap." No, they showed vulnerability. And from their perspective, you took advantage of it. The correct response to an exposed belly after a fight is, do not touch. Look at them, give a slow blink, and say in a soft voice, "It's okay." Respect the distance. That respect for their boundaries is the greatest apology you can offer. Leonardo da Vinci said that even the smallest feline is a masterpiece. And he was right. Cats are not cold. They are simply subtle. Every time your cat chooses to stay in the room instead of leaving, every slow blink, every silent approach after tension, they are choosing connection over conflict. Now tell me something. Does your cat sleep with you? In this video right here on the screen, I explain the real and secret reasons your cat sleeps with you in bed. Click the screen and stay with me in the incredible world of cats. I am already waiting for you there.